Latoria McKelvey tends to her 4-year-old son Evan at the Department of Health Special Needs Shelter before Hurricane Irma. Evan has cerebral palsy and needed a place with reliable generators for his feeding tubes. Tallahassee, FLA. 4-year-old Evan Jackson will be turning 5 on Thursday. But instead of preparing for a birthday party, his mother, Latoria McKelvey, is bracing herself and her son for Hurricane Irma to rage through Florida. Little Evan has cerebral palsy. He's only able to eat through feeding tubes. And because of low-functioning lungs, he needs breathing treatments several times a day. His mother says, when she heard about the Department of Health's special needs shelter stationed at Florida High School, she was relieved. She was one of the first to settle there. Bright and early when it opened Saturday morning, I was slightly panicked because I didn't know where I was going to go or what I was going to do, she said, calmly rocking Evan under his favorite Mickey Mouse blanket, in one of the several beds on the floor of the school's pristine gymnasium. More. As Irma closes in, Florida evacuees make last-minute rush for shelters. More. When will Hurricane Irma make landfall in Florida? Like many during Hurricane Irma last year, McKelvey lost power in her Blountstown home for 5 days. I didn't want to take that chance, she said about Hurricane Irma, especially with him being totally dependent on the feeding pump. The shelter has generators and offers bedding and staff nurses for people who need extra care, like Evan, or those who are oxygen-dependent or wheelchair-bound, like McKelvey. This isn't Zonia Thompson's first hurricane either. This is her 3rd time being displaced. 12 years ago, Thompson and her then 3-month-old daughter Samra Bigcom fled Louisiana because of Hurricane Katrina. They lost everything then. Most recently, Hurricane Harvey flooded her newly rented home in Houston. She had just moved there 2 months ago for a new welding job. But that new life was quickly overturned when Harvey ravaged through Houston and destroyed hundreds of homes, including hers. Thompson and Samra, now 12, came to Miami to escape Harvey, seeking refuge with her older daughter and her family. But Irma forced them to pick up and leave again. It's been an ongoing struggle, said Thompson. It's like I'm literally running from storms. Thompson and her family are Louisiana-bound but stopped for a break and some food at a Shell gas station in Tallahassee. Her 2 restless, toddler-aged grandchildren laughed and ran around an empty parking spot with her son-in-law, stretching their legs after a 12-hour drive. I just keep losing houses and everything I've worked for, Thompson said, blankly staring into the distance through sunglasses. More. Hurricane Irma on target for a direct hit on Tampa, bringing threat of deadly storm surge. More. Florida volunteers step in to prepare for Hurricane Irma. The gas station's slow-moving line stretched to nearly 20 cars. Drivers desperate to top off tanks before the storm blows through the capital. Saturday afternoon, it was one of the only gas stations in sight with a digital sign that was not blank. About 6 miles north, hundreds hunkered down at Chili's High School, which the Red Cross has turned into a shelter. Inside, volunteers stood at the entrance handing out neatly folded donated clothes. In the gymnasium, dozens of air mattresses and blankets were spread out. Dozens filed in, some stopping for an extra shirt at the donation table. Others carrying large bulk boxes of Cheetos and Chips Ahoy. Michelle Saavedra's family and 3 other families made the trek together from Miami on bumper-to-bumper highways. She was happy to finally be somewhere safe. On the way to Tallahassee, she and her family slept in their car at a highway rest stop. I don't believe we could have been in a better place, Saavedra, 19, said. She and her mother, Gloria Lorena, 41, have only lived in Miami for 2 years. They recently immigrated from Peru. Irma is their first hurricane experience. so Lorena didn't know what to expect. The family moved everything up from the ground floor of their 3-story townhouse in anticipation of flooding. Arriving at the brick-walled shelter was a relief for Lorena. "I feel safer now," she said, sighing with relief. Debbie Mann, a local Red Cross volunteer, was helping manage the shelter. She said Saturday it was at maximum capacity, with more than 500 people checked in. "It's a safe haven. It's some place for the families to be together and weather out this storm together," said Mann. "That's the most important thing is family. Everything else is replaceable." Follow TALLAHASSEE9 on Twitter, @NASA9_.